Hi, Rob Chassner here. This brief video is on chapter number 6 in my book, Debt for Profit, which is entitled Charging Zero Interest. Now, many people in the circles of friends that I have through Bible study classes have brought up over the years that charging 0% interest is what Scripture calls for, that you should not charge your brother interest when you loan money. In these transactions that I create, these debt-for-profit transactions, I buy something for $1 and sell it for $2 and finance it. So if I spend, let's say, $2,000 on a mobile home, then I sell it for $4,000 and finance it with no credit requirements to help someone with low-cost housing that could not normally get financed. But what I want to demonstrate in this chapter and in this video is that you do not need to charge an interest rate necessarily to earn a substantial profit, because it's not just the interest that you're earning in transactions. It's also your ingenuity, your education, your management, and very much so the markup. And so if I bought a mobile home, let's say for $2,000, and I offered it for $4,000, the $2,000 would have been a discounted price, obviously helping somebody out of a jam who needed to cash out of a mobile home for whatever reason. And I got it at a good price, and then I sell it at full retail to someone who wants it, needs it, has the money monthly, the cash flow to pay for it, but does not have credentials to borrow money. So the bottom line on that would be, let's say that they gave me $500 down on a $4,000 contract. So on a $4,000 contract, that would leave $3,500. And if I charged zero interest, let's see what my calculator says. My calculator says that if you take $3,500 and divide it equally over 60 months, you would be $58.33 of monthly payment, and over 60 months you would pay out the $3,500 on the promissory note with a zero interest rate. But here's the key. Because of my markup, I only paid, in that example, $2,000. So if someone gave me $500 down and they're paying me $58.33 a month, or $700 a year, and I've only got $1,500 in it, so what does that turn out to be? Because of the markup, so if you take $58.33 times 12, so that's $700 of cash flow a year, you divide that by what you left in it, in the transaction of $1,500, the calculator says that I'm making 47% yield on that $1,500 that I left in the transaction. So I've got a secured note, secured by the title. I'm making 40-some-odd% yield on a $1,500 investment. There really are very few places in this world that you can put that little amount of money and have a secured investment and make that kind of a yield. So now there's something even better. If I went back to this customer and I said, can you afford $100 a month? If so, you can pay it off in 35 months. Okay, 1 month shy of 3 years. So if a person can afford $100 a month plus whatever their expenses would be, that would be lot rent and utilities and so forth. So let's say the house payment would be $100 a month that they could afford. Now I'm receiving $1,200 a year for 3 years, 1 month shy of 3 years, cash flow on a $1,500 investment. Well, $1,200 is what the calculator says. If you take $1,200 of cash flow and divide that by the $1,500 you have left in the deal, now you're earning 80% yield on the $1,500 that you left in the transaction. So there are endless possibilities on how you can structure a transaction. These are 2 examples of how you can make a 47% yield or an 80% yield on structuring an inexpensive mobile home buying it for cash and reselling it with financing to someone who needs a house but does not have the credentials for financing through a bank, and make yourself a substantial amount of yield. And so that was the whole purpose of this video and chapter 6 of my book, Debt for Profit. Hopefully this is helpful to you in understanding that yield is not just interest rate. It is your ingenuity, your education, rolling up your sleeves and being involved in the deal, managing it. And of course, the big issue, the big component would be the markup. That will give you tremendous amounts of yields, 40%, 80%. Those are not uncommon in debt for profit deals. Hope this is helpful and look forward to sharing some more good information with you soon on another video.